Hello and welcome to 60 Seconds with Sergio. I am your host, Sergio Cabanas, attorney at law here in Florida. Thank you for joining me today. Today's question is, Sergio, I'm about to attend a mediation in my divorce or family law case. What should I do to prepare for it? Well, the best way of answering that question is to first understand the mediation process itself. In brief, a mediation is basically a conference where the parties in a legal action and their attorneys, if there are any attorneys, meet with an independent, impartial person known as a mediator. The mediator will discuss the ways in which the case can be possibly settled out of court without any further litigation. So back to the question, how to best prepare for your mediation? Well, I've got 5 special tips for you. Number 1, try to understand as best you can the facts and the issues about your case before the mediation. That way you can kind of prepare and frame in your mind the list of issues that need to be addressed. Tip number 2, you should know the terms and conditions of what you're willing to accept and what you're not willing to accept. I always suggest that people have in their minds what the ideal outcome would be, know what would be acceptable, and of course know what is completely unacceptable. This is where it's important to have an experienced attorney help guide you through that process. Tip number 3, please do not start your negotiations with what you're willing to accept. In fact, you should always come in with more than what you're willing to accept. That'll give you more room to negotiate during the mediation. This brings us to tip number 4. Understand the probabilities of the possible outcomes if the case were to go to trial. So, if there's a high probability of obtaining the outcome you want on a particular issue, you should consider being less negotiable, less flexible on that term. On the other hand, if the outcome you want is not likely to be achieved in court if the case were to go to trial, you should obviously be a little more flexible with your negotiations. Tip number 5. If there are any prior negotiations, know the points of agreement and disagreement, and share this information with the mediator to avoid wasting time on the issues where you've already reached an agreement, and that way the mediator and everybody can focus on the points of disagreement so that you can move forward to settlement. You should also know that you are invited to actively participate in a mediation, to express your thoughts with the mediator and your attorney as much as you like, depending on the advice given by your attorney if you happen to have an attorney at the mediation. There are laws that protect the confidentiality of the communications that take place in the mediation so that everybody feels free to discuss the options for settlement and make offers without being concerned about the other party using those offers against you in court. Now, we all know that the objective of a mediation, ideally, is reaching a full settlement. However, keep in mind that there are other possibilities. Those possibilities may include reaching a partial agreement in cases where the parties are able to reach an agreement on at least some of the issues, which narrows down the litigation to just the issues that are in dispute for ongoing litigation. And keep in mind that even if you are not able to reach a full agreement on those other issues, you've at least set the groundwork for possible settlement later on. In the worst case scenario, when a settlement is not reached, the mediation helps everybody understand each other's position and possibly settle the case later. Or at the very least, you have the assurance of knowing that you did everything you could to settle the case before trial, and you know that you're taking the intelligent, strategic decision to move forward and investing in a trial to achieve the best possible outcome. I hope this short video provided you with at least some guidance about preparing for mediation. Thank you again for joining me today, and as always, stay informed so you can stay strong.